This is modern-day reindeer herding. Sweden's indigenous Sami people crossing frozen lakes on snowmobiles to feed the reindeer by hand, a symptom of their disappearing pastures here in the Arctic.
Reindeer herding is so important for the Sami culture in Sweden. We are struggling to just getting the reindeer to survive every winter, and it's very costly and puts a lot of strains on families and reindeer herders.
The effects of climate change and the impact of mining and dams are part of a growing list of problems adding to that strain. These reindeer have been moved up into the mountains for the spring and summer, where, despite all the dangers that face them, they should at least be safe from a new one that emerged over the winter. That new danger was a spate of killings of reindeer suspected to have been carried out by Swedish neighbours, in retaliation for a court case that a Sami community won against the government, and which gave them back the right to decide who hunts and fishes on their land. LARS-OLA JANNOK is one of those who has found his animals slaughtered in the woods.
I
let my reindeer loose here and a man drove up and said, "You don't come here with your reindeer or we'll shoot them. We've already shot 7 or 8 and if I meet you alone in the forest, I'll shoot you too." It's been a tense winter. Most of the Swedes are good people, but we have this clique that has such hatred towards reindeer and reindeer herders.
Tensions rose in January after Sweden's Supreme Court ruled in favour of the Sami reindeer herding union of Girjas, whose land stretches some 300 kilometres from here, near the Norwegian border. It could set a precedent for 50 other such areas covering half of Sweden, and may also hinder plans for more wind and water power plants and mines, which have already decimated reindeer pastures. The government in Stockholm has condemned what it described as racism, threats and hate against the Sami, but hasn't commented on any strengthening of their rights.
The Supreme Court stated that the international indigenous rights conventions Sweden is bound by must be observed in decisions affecting the Sami. We must see changes in legislation and see it applied, not least when it comes to mining and forestry.
Back up north, the case has caused uncertainty both for Swedish hunters, who now need permissions from the Reindeer Herders Union, and for Sami who don't have membership, tempering enthusiasm for what is a rare victory for their people. And while the coronavirus devastates the economy, the creation of yet more industry on these lands could be a bigger priority than giving the Sami a real say in the destiny of the country. Rhys, Jazeera, Vaisaluokta, Sweden.